Tonight, President Bola Tinubu orders deployment of 100,000 compressed natural gas conversion kits across Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu approves a hybrid payment system for motorists at airport gates. International Women's Day, observed annually on March 8, continues to spark global conversations about women's rights, achievements, and ongoing challenges. And aboard, Iran conflict escalates as U.S. warns Iran over potential naval mines in Hormuz, threatening military action. Good evening and welcome to the Delta Television main news at 8. You can follow our news online on Facebook at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba and also on YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or you can visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Joy Uche is my name. President Bola Tinubu has ordered the immediate deployment of 100,000 compressed natural gas (CNG) conversion kits across Nigeria. The move was part of the federal government's efforts to cut transportation costs and expand alternative energy options amid rising petrol and diesel prices caused by the ongoing U.S.-Israel-Iran conflict. The executive chairman of the Presidential Initiative on Compressed Natural Gas, PCNG, Mr. Ismail Ahmed, said the president was closely monitoring global energy developments and their impact on Nigeria. President Tinubu has directed accelerated rollout of CNG infrastructure and alternative mobility solutions nationwide, aiming to reduce fuel dependency and ease the burden on commuters. Initiative signaled a major push towards cleaner, more affordable energy options for Nigerians, even as international oil markets remained volatile. The Minister of Aviation Aerospace Development, Mr. Festus Keyamo, has approved a hybrid payment system for motorists at airport access gates nationwide. A decision followed the suspension of the fully cashless access gate payment system, earlier halted on the directive of President Bola Tinubu after complaints of traffic congestion at airport entry points. According to a statement from the minister's special advisor on media and communications, Mr. Tunde Moshood, the directive comes after consultations with officials from the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, and senior personnel from the Ministry of Aviation. The minister encouraged motorists to obtain and use the FAN Go cashless card, emphasizing that the authority was working to strengthen and fully optimize the electronic payment system. The move temporarily restored the previous access gate payment arrangement, while ongoing efforts continued to implement a fully automated cashless system at airport entry points across the country. Officials said the hybrid system aims to reduce congestion and improve airport access, ensuring a smoother experience for travelers, while Nigeria transitions to a modern, fully digital payment solution. International Women's Day, observed every year on March 8, continues to spark global conversations about women's rights, achievements, and the challenges that remain in achieving gender equality. A 2026 observance focused on the theme, Rights, Justice, and Action for All Women and Girls. News commentary written by Antonia Mowa of the editorial unit.
However, beyond the celebrations and tributes, International Women's Day served as an important reminder that the journey towards gender equality was far from being over. While women across the world have made remarkable strides in leadership, education, politics, and business, many still faced barriers that limited their opportunities and voices. The day, therefore, goes beyond recognition. It called for action. It encouraged governments, institutions, and communities to create policies and programs that empowered women and protected their rights, from access to quality education to economic empowerment and leadership opportunities, the focus remained on ensuring that women and girls can reach their full potential. In many societies, women continue to play vital roles in families, communities, and national development. Yet, their contributions were not matched with their equal opportunities or representation. International Women's Day helped highlight the gaps and reminded stakeholders of the need to close them. Importantly, the observance also inspired young girls by showcasing role models who have broken barriers and excelled in their different fields. By amplifying women's voices and celebrating their achievements, the day strengthened the call for a more inclusive and equitable world. Ultimately, empowering women was not just a woman's issue, but a global development priority. When women are educated, supported, and given equal opportunities, societies become more prosperous, peaceful, and progressive. A world that empowered women's strength, voice, and leadership is a world that truly progressed.
The call for women to seize every opportunity for education and gainful employment has been re-emphasized. The Commissioner for Women Affairs, Community and Social Development, Honorable Pat Ajudua, stated this during an interview on Delta Broadcasting Services Morning Ride. Esther Oputa reports.
Honorable Ajudua highlighted the state government's commitment to promoting women, noting that many now hold key positions across government. She added that the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community and Social Development provided skills training, startup packs for new ventures, and support for women already in business. The commissioner also praised the International Women's Day celebration organized by Dickiness Tobore Oberewori, wife of the state governor, which brought women together from across the state. She said such events allowed for appraisal and reappraisal, ensuring that the challenges women face will be continuously addressed.
Celebrating International Women's Day is a result-oriented event, because for each year you celebrate, you reappraise. Okay. And when you bring the challenges before you, you will now begin to seek the solution to it and the way forward. So it is an appraisal of the past, the present, and even the future.
Established on March 8, 2017, International Women's Day celebrates women's resilience and dedication across all spheres. This year's theme, Give to Gain, empowering women through digital storytelling, encouraged the use of digital tools to amplify women's voices and achievements. Honorable Ajudua reaffirmed the government's commitment to empowering women and creating an enabling environment for their growth and success. Esther Oputa reporting.
Stakeholders in communities have been urged to shun acts capable of promoting crisis in their areas. The special advisor to the Delta State Governor on Peace Building and Conflict Resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, gave the charge when he met with members of Ubolu community in Oshimili North Local Government Area over the lingering kingship tussle. Henry Unogwa reports.
Chief Uzo explained that the meeting followed a petition submitted by the Obobi quarters in Ubolu, alleging that one of the Obis in the community was parading himself as king and allegedly falsifying documents to claim the throne without following the due process outlined in the community's constitution. He noted that the State Peace Building and Conflict Resolution team had listened to the petitioners and will invite the other party involved in the dispute to present their side of the matter before taking further steps. Chief Uzo commended the people of Ubolu for maintaining peace despite the disagreement and assured them the state government will bring the two parties together to ensure a lasting solution to the kingship issue.
Handled a petition brought by Ubolu people, particularly the Obobi quarters, where they allege that one Obi is parading himself as king and their falsifying paper to be the king of the community without following the due process of their constitution and without working in agreement with laid down rules of the community.
Earlier, members of the community narrated their side of the story, appreciated the state government for its swift intervention, and pledged to maintain peace while awaiting the government's next action on the matter.
Your wish too that you have heard from this party, and also we hear from the other party, is a very good step, sir. Say thank you. Then we'll definitely be waiting for the time we will come back again to get the final verdict of the whole issue.
Henry Onog.
In a related development, the Delta State Peace Building and Conflict Resolution Team has met with stakeholders from Obuluku Kingdom in Anyocha South local government area over lingering issues bordering on the alleged suspension of the Onishe position in the community. The meeting, held at the conference hall of the Office of the Secretary to the State Government in Asaba, brought together community representatives and members of the State Peace Committee to deliberate on the matter. Again, Henry Unogwa reports.
The special advisor to the governor on peace building and conflict resolution, Chief Edwin Ozo, who presided over the meeting, explained that the engagement was a continuation of previous meetings held over complaints and petitions arising from the kingdom. He said the committee had earlier met with one of the parties involved and had now invited the other group to hear their own side of the matter. Chief Uzo appealed to the stakeholders to speak the truth concerning the issue in order to enable the committee arrive at a fair resolution and restore lasting peace in the community. He noted that the peace building and conflict resolution team had already confronted the accused party with the allegations against them and had received their responses. Chief Uzo therefore called on all parties to continue supporting the traditional ruler and the state government in maintaining peace and stability in the kingdom.
The essence of the meeting is to be able to determine peace for Obuluku, because as at now there is no peace in Obuluku. So it enables us to determine how possible peace can come. We've heard from them. They've told us what they know, what they do not know. Allegations leveled by the other brothers, we confronted them with them. They've given us some answers. Some they said yes, some they said no. So we'll take it from there while the investigation lasts.
He further assured the stakeholders that both parties will be brought together in the near future to facilitate an amicable resolution of the dispute. Earlier, members of the community presented their side of the issue and pledged their commitment to maintaining peace and cooperating with the state government towards resolving the matter.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the state government for giving us listening ear, for paying attention to the issues of Obuluku, and we believe with the way the state is handling it, peace will be restored in our kingdom. Keep calm, be peaceful, and respect the rule of law.
Henry Onogwa reporting.
Residents of Asaba have continued to express concerns over the rising cost of fuel and its impact on their daily lives and businesses. Many said the development has further worsened the economic hardship faced by families and small-scale business operators. Henry Unogwa sampled residents' opinions on the matter.
A cross-section of residents said the increase in fuel price has led to a sharp rise in transportation fares and the cost of goods and services across the state capital. A commercial driver noted that the situation has made life more difficult for both transport operators and passengers. According to him, because of the high cost of fuel, while passengers often complained about the increment, he appealed to the government to consider reducing the pump price of fuel to about 500 naira per litre to ease the burden on citizens.
Before I started this keke na 30 naira, 30 naira, 30 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200. Government, I beg. No be said for fuel. We drivers for keke, they cheat passenger. Government, they cheat drivers.
In the same vein, a tricycle rider recalled the amount previously paid for transportation before the recent increase in fare price. He explained that the development has affected the cost of services and forced traders to raise the prices of their goods just to make a small profit.
It's really affecting our business. One, there's no passenger. One passenger will not come out. If you tell somebody now, this is the amount. Like me, for example, we are carrying 200 before. Now, if you tell, because of the increment of the fuel, if you tell somebody it's 300 now, he will not enter. If you say you don't, he will trek. He will rather trek than enter the keke.
We do carry passenger in our park at the rate of 100 naira. After we do carry them 150. They complain. You know the way customers behave. They complain. But now, increase. No, there's no any alternative for us. Because that please your customer and they please yourself.
Another respondent said the situation has placed serious financial pressure on families, noting that many households now struggle to meet basic needs such as transportation, food and electricity, especially as fuel was also used to power generators in the face of irregular power supply.
My business is not going well because of the increment of cost, and I couldn't able to make up daily work as the daily money I could remit because the transportation people are no longer patronizing me. I propose that government to really price of fuel to at least 500 naira per litre.
At some motor parks, motorists complain of poor patronage, saying many commuters have reduced their trips due to a high transport fares. They therefore called on the government to introduce measures that will cushion the effects and improve the living conditions of citizens. Henry Onogwa reporting.
President Bola Tinubu has approved employment of 50 medical doctors and 100 nurses across Nigeria's correctional center hospitals. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, stated this when he played host to the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, in Abuja. Dr. Tunji-Ojo explains that the approval followed a shortage of medical personnel in several correctional centers, with some facilities, such as the hospital in Rivers State, lacking a doctor entirely. He also noted that equipment in certain centers like Kuje was capable of performing major surgeries, highlighting the urgent need for qualified medical staff. The minister added that President Tinubu was committed to ensuring inmates received proper medical care. The federal government continued to train inmates through train-the-trainer programs, reinforcing rehabilitation alongside healthcare improvements. The federal government is set to expand the National Social Registry (NSR) to include vulnerable households across the country. The expansion was part of a major reform under the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction's flagship initiative, the One Humanitarian, One Poverty Response System, or OHOPRS. The Minister of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Dr. Bernard M. Duru, stated this during distribution of food and nutrition assistance in Plateau State, emphasizing that OHOPRS marked a transformative shift in how the country addressed vulnerability and poverty. He explains that the initiative was designed to ensure proper identification of vulnerable households, documentation, and integration into structured social protection programs, allowing support to reach those who needed it most. According to Dr. Duru, the National Social Register was a critical tool for targeted humanitarian interventions, helping Nigeria deliver more efficient and accountable social support nationwide. Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has been named the champion of the federal government's new initiative, Energize Commercialization. The program, launched by the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, was designed to identify, support and commercialize locally developed inventions across the country, turning promising ideas into viable businesses. The Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Mr. Kingsley Tochukwu Ude, revealed this during a visit to the First Lady at the State House, Abuja, where he formally unveiled her as the program's champion. According to the minister, the initiative was part of the government's broader plan to reposition Nigeria from a technology importing nation to a technology innovating and exporting economy. The program will focus on youth and women innovators, providing platforms, mentorship, and institutional support to transform creative ideas into sustainable enterprises that can thrive in the commercial marketplace. Sensitization for the program has already begun and will be rolled out to all states of the Federation, giving aspiring innovators across Nigeria the opportunity to turn their inventions into businesses that could contribute to economic growth and job creation. The initiative signaled a strong commitment to nurturing local talent, promoting innovation, and ensuring the country took its place as a hub for homegrown technological solutions. Still to come on the Delta Television main news, Iran conflict escalates as U.S. warns Iran over potential naval mines in Hormuz, threatening military action. Details of this and more shortly. Stay with us.
Cash.
Today, if I hear set any charges today,
I keep asking you to download the Smart Cash app and begin to enjoy zero charges for your transfers. No be cho.
if I hear say Smart Cash no charge you for this transaction today, make I bend.
No matter the transaction, Smart Cash no go charge you shishi. Whether na airtime or na data you buy, or you want pay for your light or na cable bill, na zero charges for Smart Cash. This one no be cho. Work is day.
See.
I don't download that.
Make you set for download Smart Cash app or dial *939# sharp.
As a host community, try as much as possible to guide your utterances. No company can be intimidated. The companies are also urged to keep to their social responsibility, the corporate social responsibility. I always say it, keep to it. If you keep to the corporate social responsibility, no host community will hold you ransom.
Thank you for staying on. You're watching the Delta Television main news. The Global Scene is next as we join our World News Desk.
Iran has unleashed a wave of attacks against Israel and Gulf nations today, including a strike on a Saudi oil field, as reports of a proposed record release of oil reserves helped calm markets and ease prices. However, the conflict showed no sign of slowing. The war sparked by United States-Israeli strikes on Iran has spread across the region, causing surging energy costs, fuel rationing, and school closure. G7 leaders will meet via video conference later to discuss the economic consequences of the war especially the energy situation, according to the French presidency. Meanwhile, the International Energy Agency was expected to decide on a proposal for its largest ever release of oil reserves. The United States yesterday targeted Iranian ships capable of mining the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial passage for global oil that Tehran has threatened to block. Video footage posted by the U.S. military showed that Iranian vessels were destroyed, including 16 mine layers near the strait, through which 1/5 of the world's oil passes. Crude oil prices sparked 5% late yesterday before turning lower today, following reports of a reserve release. The situation has heightened political pressure on President Donald Trump months ahead of U.S. elections. President Trump said the U.S. military could escort tankers through the strait, although his administration later clarified that an energy secretary announced of such an escort was inaccurate. Earlier today, the UK Maritime Agency reported that a container ship off the coast of the United Arab Emirates was hit by an unknown projectile, highlighting the ongoing risk to shipping in the region. As the conflict escalated, leaders and markets remained on edge, with energy prices, transport security, and regional stability all hanging in the balance. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has issued a stern warning to Iran, demanding the immediate removal of any naval mines that may have been placed in the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump threatened severe military action if Iran did not act swiftly, underscoring the strategic importance of the vital shipping routes. The warning comes as the U.S. considered escorting commercial vessels through the strait to ensure the safe passage of oil and trade. U.S. officials have indicated that Iran may be preparing to deploy naval mines in the Persian Gulf, raising global concerns over shipping security and energy supplies. The situation remains tense, with Washington emphasizing that any disruption in the key waterway will meet a decisive response.
Thank you for staying on. The Central Bank of Nigeria has set new deadlines for financial institutions to implement automated anti-money laundering systems. Deposit money banks have 18 months from March 10th, 2026 to comply, while other financial institutions, including mobile money operators, payment service providers, and international money transfer operators, have 24 months. The CBN has directed all institutions to submit implementation roadmaps within 3 months, tightening the timeline for compliance. The move aims to strengthen the country's financial system, ensuring stability and integrity while tackling money laundering, terrorist financing, and proliferation financing through automated solutions. The regulator noted that the framework will modernize compliance and align Nigeria with global best practices in financial oversight. In business, Nigeria's ports have recorded 129.3 million metric tons of cargo in 2025, marking a 24.8% year-on-year increase, according to the Nigerian Ports Authority's Operational Performance Report. The surge was driven by rising export volumes and a sharp increase in transshipment traffic, signaling a structural shift in Nigeria's maritime trade profile. Exports now accounted for 39% of total cargo throughputs, while transshipment volumes jumped by 205.8%, positioning Nigeria as a growing regional logistics hub. Total cargo throughputs rose from 103.6 million metric tons in 2024 to 129.3 million in 2025, making this one of the strongest annual performances in the history of Nigeria's port system. The managing director of the NPA, Dr. Abubakar Dantuhu, describes the achievement as a turning point for the sector, reinforcing the country's efforts to diversify its economy away from oil and strengthen its position in regional and global trade. That's Sun News. Here is a thought for the day. A world that empowers women's strength, voice, and leadership is a world that progresses. Just before we go, here are the highlights of the news. President Bola Tinubu has ordered the immediate deployment of 100,000 compressed natural gas (CNG) conversion kits across Nigeria. The move was part of the federal government's efforts to cut transportation costs and expand alternative energy options amid rising petrol and diesel prices caused by the ongoing U.S.-Israel-Iran conflicts. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Mr. Festus Keyamo, has approved a hybrid payment system for motorists at airports' access gates nationwide. The decision followed the suspension of the fully cashless access gate payment system, earlier halted on the directive of President Bola Tinubu after complaints of traffic congestion at airports' entry points. International Women's Day, observed every year on March 8, continues to spark global conversations about women's rights, achievements, and challenges that remain in achieving gender equality. A 2026 observance focused on the theme, Rights, Justice, and Action for All Women and Girls. And from abroad, we did reports that Iran conflict escalates as U.S. warns Iran over potential naval mines in Hormuz, threatening military action. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service, Asaba, or you can visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire news crew, Joy Uche is my name. Good night.